into the first round then. This contest between boxers from Cuba and Georgia. The southpaw wearing red is the reigning, defending, three-time World Championship gold medalist. Two-time Olympic bronze medalist in Rio last summer and London 2012 as well. That is Lazaro Alvarez, 26 years of age, the #1 ranked boxer in the world, and the tournament #1 seed. The boxer wearing blue, tucking up behind a high-held guard as he gets onto the front foot and tries to work away to the body. He's Otar ERANOSYAN, ranked #40 in the world, and he is 24 years of age, competing in his second World Boxing Championships.
He's a real crowd pleaser, isn't he, ERANOSYAN? Comes forward, hands nice and high, but he's prepared to take a shot to actually land one. And very strong indeed. And again, it could be a case of Alvarez hit and move tactics, most certainly. If he holds his feet, that really brings the Georgian into it. So a classic contest in terms of the styles, but who will overcome the other?
Alvarez has been brilliant in the tournament so far, by in the first preliminary round as ERANOSYAN looking for that left hook to the body, but was long with the shot. Hitting Alvarez with his ribcage, in the ribcage with his forearm. Launching that same shot again.
You see, that was quite poor there from ERANOSYAN, the way he's just walking forward. He's got to move his head a lot more, Ronald. He's got to avoid the punches as he's coming forward. If there's no head movement, then he's going to get caught. And remember, he's got to protect that right eye. It's soon going to open up, and I think it has already, you know. Yeah,
I think there is indeed blood leaking from that right eye injury, one that he brought into the boxing ring. The referee indicating that that injury has been caused by a cut. So the reopening of the punch, excuse me. So the reopening of the injury here in the first round of this semi-final has been caused by a punch. If this injury causes the bout to be stopped, it will be victory by a TKOI, technical knockout injury, in favor of the defending champion. ERANOSYAN is aware of that, and it looks to be pretty bad, and that's why he's increased the tempo in his work.
Yeah, that's what he's doing here now, ERANOSYAN. It's an all-or-nothing approach, and he's just got to try and stop or knock out his opponent, and that's why he's on the front foot and he's really going for it. But it's going to be very difficult indeed.
Well, Alvarez remaining composed in the face of these front foot assaults, but ERANOSYAN relentless in his pursuit, trying to bob and weave his way in, but each time he gets up close, well, he's only falling into the body of Alvarez and not working away. Now he tries to bring an uppercut through the middle. Alvarez increases the distance and scores with a cracking southpaw left. Almost pinned on the ropes, but pirouettes out to the space of center ring. ERANOSYAN back in his shorts once again. And a very good round of boxing in the face of some aggressive front foot work from Lazaro Alvarez. This man, well, the cut has opened up. That's just adding to the size of the task that he's trying to accomplish here.
I mean, this is the world semi-final, but that corner, the Georgian corner, are going to have to think long and hard about sending their boxer out, because if they can't stop the flow of blood that's in a bad position, it's going to run into the eye and it's going to affect his vision, and so they've got to protect the boxer, and it would be an awful shame. But I just think he was a little bit careless in that first round, the way he was going forward, no head movements, and gets caught. But nevertheless, it's a bad injury anyway coming into. I mean, look at it, look at the cut, Ronald. It's a bad injury anyway coming into a contest, but this is the world semi-final. But they've got to watch what they're doing here. If they can't stop the flow of blood, then they'll have to pull him out, or the referee will.
So into the second round then, Lazaro Alvarez looking to get to work with straight punches between the high-held hands of the man in blue. He's charging forwards once again and burrowing away with punches to the body. And the referee from India speaking in no uncertain terms to ERANOSYAN about potential careless use of the head. Alvarez looking to pick his punches once again.
He keeps concentrating on this right hand, ERANOSYAN, but he should be looking for the left hook. I think, Ronald, left hook, right hand, left hook, whichever way you choose, but the left hook, he may have some success with that, because Alvarez, very relaxed lead hand, as a lot of the Cubans do have, but he's got to find a little bit of room and space on the inside, and that's the problem ERANOSYAN has got here. It's all right coming forward, but you've got to try and create a bit of space on the inside to punch, And look, see, that's his problem. Look, he's getting a little bit too close there. Getting tied up on the inside. Difficult night for him here.
Oh, terrific right hand. It was a reverse 1-2 from Alvarez. Good right hand from the man in blue, but he was countered immediately by the Cuban world champion. And again, wonderful work with a southpaw left from Alvarez, electing to hold his feet and then putting a 4-shot combination together, ending on a stiff right jab, which swiveled the head of ERANOSYAN sideways. Midpoint of the second round, ERANOSYAN remains on the front foot in pursuit of his man. Alvarez ties him up, walks him back out to the center of the ring. ERANOSYAN not working away, his right hand's tied up by Alvarez. Alvarez performed the salute, putting his left glove to his temple to block that right hook that was fired in by the man in blue.
See, in terms of ring position and getting your opponent where you want him, that's what ERANOSYAN's got to do in terms of getting his opponent back onto the ropes. He needs to just restrict the movements of Alvarez, who's very comfortable from the centre of the ring, using the ring space. So you've got to try and corner him or actually get him back onto the ropes. But look, the eye has deteriorated a little bit more. Referee is going to have another look. The doctor. No, he's just wiped it. I think he's okay. But he's got to try and get Alvarez onto those ropes.
So inside the final minute of this second round, Alvarez standing still on the ropes once again, shooting out straight punches. The referee speaking to Alvarez about keeping his head up, but surely his head was being pulled down. Regardless, they carry on. ERANOSYAN looking to score with arcing punches, bobbing and weaving his way inside. That right cross wasn't too far away, but he was fed a straight shot by Alvarez. Wonderful 1-2 combination again from the reigning champion before he turned underneath and landed a hard left uppercut to the solar plexus. Good punch picking by Alvarez, keeping this man in blue at bay. Terrific combination punching. And again, the head of ERANOSYAN being buffeted by these accurate pot shots, sneaking between the man in blue's guard.
Well, he's got the will, ERANOSYAN, but he just can't find the way, basically. He can't find the quality punches on the inside, but you've got to give him 100% for his effort. Coming forward here, just gets caught with the shot coming in. He shot just a bit of a scuffing punch on the side of Alvarez's face there, but this is where he's got to try and keep Alvarez on the ropes. But Alvarez himself catches his opponent and then spins away. So that was good boxing skills from the Cuban. That's why he's a world champion. He's come across every style there is, and he's dealt with it. Trying to motivate their man there, aren't they?
So we're in the third and final round of this 64-kilogram, this 60-kilogram lightweight semi-final. Hard right hand landed by the man in blue. He followed up with a left hook, was a decent shot, but now the punch accuracy again in evidence from Lazaro Alvarez out of that southpaw stance, walking his man onto punches. ERANOSYAN knows no other way but to wage his way forwards and look to land hurting shots with the bent arm. But in doing so, he's having some success, but he's walking on to the terrifically precise pot shots of Lazaro Alvarez.
Well, he's just staying on the outside now, ERANOSYAN, because I think he was hurt with a good body shot there from Alvarez. And look, Alvarez is looking for it again. That left uppercut, he caught him with a cracking shot, and it just made ERANOSYAN just go back on the outside a little bit. He's got time to recover and get over that, but he's definitely hurt by a good punch there with the man in blue.
Nudging little uppercut through the guard to the solar plexus from Alvarez, and again a short left hand gets through the defenses of ERANOSYAN. ERANOSYAN walking his man down once again, but he's smothering his own work here. It's a little bit naughty. Hitting on the break after the referee had said stop was ERANOSYAN. Bulldozing his way back inside once again. Not giving himself room to work in these previous couple of attacks when he gets up to the type of territory where he wants to be.
Yeah, ERANOSYAN again coming forward, throwing everything into it. Probably got to use his double jab a little bit more. That was a better punch. He's still going for it.
beyond the halfway stage of this third and final round as Alvarez touches down once again after being lent on by ERANOSYAN. Vocal support up in the stands here at the Hamburg Sporthalle. And you get the sense that time isn't on ERANOSYAN's side, so the more time he spends in a clinch, well, that's just going to increase the difficulty of his task. He needs to be working away. Left uppercut whipped through the middle from Alvarez. Alvarez skidding backwards and to his right and continuing to peck and poke with these accurate punches.
Good punching, you know, from Alvarez there. Great left hand. He concentrates, he waits for ERANOSYAN to come into range, and then he fires, and then he adjusts his feet again on the outside. Clever boxing, that's why he's a world champion and Olympic bronze medalist. And he's good under pressure, isn't he, Alvarez? You've got to give him credit, because ERANOSYAN, he's just been on that front foot since the opening bell, but Alvarez, he's handled that pressure.
So 10-second clapper indicating that we're in the closing stages of the third and final round. It's been an absorbing contest between two boxers with contrasting styles, but there can be little doubt that Lazaro Alvarez will be on his way through to contest his fourth consecutive World Championship final. High fives all around in that red corner after a very composed display in the face of some really aggressive front foot fighting from ERANOSYAN, who did land a couple of good punches, but he was picked off by far more than he landed.
Yes, I think he did land some good shots in that round, ERANOSYAN, but I was impressed with Alvarez's work also on that back foot, handling the pressure, hitting and moving, and his accuracy as well was very good at times, the Cuban world champ. So yeah, it was a tremendous contest, clash of styles like we said, but I think the Cuban has got this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by unanimous decision. In the red corner, representing Cuba.
So Lazaro Alvarez, a unanimous point decision winner over the incredibly game Otar ERANOSYAN from Georgia. The 40th ranked boxer in the world goes home with a World Championship bronze. A terrific performance by him, eliminating seeds on his way through to this final four stage. But the man who will go through to the World Championship final once again for the fourth tournament in succession is the 26-year-old from Havana, Lazaro Alvarez, looking to continue his outstanding run in this tournament and reclaim the lightweight title that he won in such impressive fashion in Doha 2 years ago.
There can be no complaints from ERANOSYAN. He gave it absolutely everything. He was just beaten by the better boxer tonight. Quality opponent in Alvarez. But he can be proud of that bronze medal. He did really well, but it just wasn't to be.